Hello, my friends, and welcome to my review of Marvel Snap. My name is Wild Endeavor, and I'm going to give you an overview of the game as well as the good and bad as I see fit with it. Just to give you a heads up, I've been playing this game for numerous seasons, so I feel I have a good feel and understanding of the game. So I think it will help you, as a new player, be informed into what the game is all about and some of the good features of the game, but also some of the negative features which I feel are hurting the game and could be improved. But as this video, these are just my opinions. This can always change if the developers see this and do more, but that's at their discretion. So let's just get into the overview of the game. So first and foremost, Marvel Snap is a card collecting game in the same vein as Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Gwent. These games primarily played online to either your phone or your tablet or on your PC, as this is right now. It is available in the Android and Apple Store and available on PC through Steam. The game itself consists around 12 cards in a deck. Each deck is used per match, which is a 3-minute match, and done based on a level of energy of the card itself and the overall power of the card. Higher energy cards usually have higher power, and the object is to play a 3-minute game and try and at least control the board itself, which consists of 3 lanes, each lane having its own unique tile, each tile, which can be beneficial or unfavorable to the player base itself. Depends on what kind of cards they have. Each one is unique in its own respect. Plus, the cards themselves can also have their own play into it. Each card has sometimes has a unique feature to it, and an ability which works with other cards in your deck, and sometimes can work in your favor, and can sometimes work against your opponent. And sometimes it just varies based on the decks you can create. There are various types of decks, from ongoing decks, on reveal decks, destroyer decks, discard decks, and all types with it. So the game itself does offer a lot to it. It offers a lot each season. You do a battle pass, the seasons last a month. With that month, you get a variety of missions, as well as each day you get missions that refill every number of hours, and you want to work on trying to get these. These missions then get you credits, which are used to help upgrade your cards. You need to upgrade your cards in order to advance along the collection level, which gets you more cards and other items as well. These collector caches, as you can see, they can get you cards, they can get you credits, and then get you boosters. To upgrade a card, you need to be able to have apologies. You need to have enough amount of boosters as well as the number of credits to advance it. And as you advance, the level climbs. Each week as well, the game offers you a cache, which is this right here. And the cache will usually offer that week's featured card of the season, this week being Misery, and also 2 other cards that you may not have in your deck. If you do have a card, like one of these 2 cards in your deck, then the game will give you what's called the collector's token. These collector's token can be used in the collector's store to acquire different types of variants, as far as different ultimate variants or that series card, or a previous card that you may want to pin and use for later. So it does offer that. Plus, the store itself offers a variety of things you can purchase in regards to different character icons. You can use gold to purchase variants of various cards that you may have, done by different artists, as well as a mystery variant based on how much you would spend, as well as different packs that come out every day, usually lasting for a couple of days, but have different varieties of things. As you can see, these borders and other things, all the way down to the original Pro bundle, which is this for $100. So as you progress through each season itself, you gain more credits and also gold that will allow you to do a number of things. You can also use gold to purchase more credits to be able to advance cards. As you can see, it goes up. If I were to advance this yellow jacket, it would go up 10 levels on the collection track level. So now let's get into a match so I can see how the game is actually played and get a better understanding. I'm going to use what's called my discard deck. I call it Discard Memories. And you see, this is the current character icon that I'm using, my name. The game also offers an alliance, which I'm part of, as you can see right there. And so you start out with 3 cards, and you pull 1 card. And you can see we're at level 1, so I can't do anything right now because I don't have anything. So we're going to end the turn. They pull their card destroys that deck. Destroys that card, not my deck. So yeah, this is a new tile. You play a card here. Get 1 plus energy next turn. Okay. So I want to play that card because nothing I can do with it. Okay. So as you can see, tiles can do anything to it. If I play a card here, it'll put 3 rocks into my deck, which, depending on your deck, can either mess you up or can greatly help you. It just depends. Just yet. So I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to play Gambit, and you get to watch his unique feature ability. This is what I was talking about as far as the decks. Generally, you go to 6 levels, but they used a magic card, and that changed the tile to what's called Limbo, which added going to 7. So the highest you can go in as far as turns is 7, but as you go, it goes up to 5. So now we go up to here. Nope, not that yet. I'm not going to use that just yet, I don't think. Put that there. Every card has their own unique features. The squirrel cards, for example, have nothing. They are a basic card that has no abilities. They're just there with points. Okay, well, I got him early, so that's a good no. And this is my Modoc. And that's the special feature of Swarm. When you destroy it, it comes back. I destroyed the Helicarrier, and it came back as well. It pulled all these cards. So, as you see right now, I am currently controlling these 2 lanes. And now it comes out with the collector. Yeah, nothing I can really do with anything. So I'm going to do this, and I'll drop this there and this there. So right now, we're still pretty evenly matched. And they dropped the death card. But also, this game involves a lot of strategy. It involves a lot of... Oh, that's nice. Hold on. Oh, I can't play that card past a certain point. That's why. Not too hard to pick up. You have different cards that can do different things. So. And you do stuff like that. That was what he did was called a destroy deck. And he beat me. So. But I could have easily beat him. But it's also, a lot depends on the cards and everything else you play. So that's just the basic game. Then you get, since I didn't snap, I only lost 2 levels, going down to like micro levels, still within 76. And then you get some boosters as you play, regardless if you win or lose. One of your cards in the deck you played will get some boosters to it. And then you may have completed missions that you do. Once you complete the mission, you get additional credits. And then I will show you this since we're here right now. Well, that's the overview of the game itself as it's played. As you can see, the game does offer another feature in regards to different ways of playing. That was considered ranked mode. This is considered conquest mode, which is basically you're playing the same person for up to about like can go up to like about 7 games in order to as far as the best of 7. And then if you win, you get one of this, and you move on the track to this, where you have to do 2 wins. We are still playing against 2 different players doing the same thing to get a golden ticket, and then do the same thing all the way up to the Infinity Contest, which if you win, you get this kind of avatar that you're using and medals, which is also, there's a shop. You can also get a unique card at the time. If you purchase items within the shop, it goes up each time and unlocks each time during the season. So when the season ends, anything that you have here as far as any points will get automatically refunded, and you get additional boosters for it. So that is the overview of what the game is and how to play with the different missions and everything. Now let's get into the real part you really want to know about, what's good and what's bad. So we're going to start with the good, as always. So for the good, I'm going to basically give you the highest points that I love about this game. And the fact is that if you are a fan of card collecting, you will love this game. As you can see, this is my current collection. I'm just going to do it by name. As you have all the different types of characters and everything else you can get, but also the different varieties. The game offers a lot of different variations to cards, as well as levels. There's a lot of artists who spend their time and doing this, from like either favorite comic book artists or just draw various people. There's one that I'm like, oh yeah, the Boss Babies, which people know about as well from this type of design, which was big back in the early 2000s. So you have a lot of different variations in cards and bundles and different ways of advancing and going up through there. And so it does offer a lot of ways. So if you're very heavily into collection, that you're going to spend a lot of time wanting to collect as many of these as you can. Right now, as of this video, the game has 376 cards. Now, this can be up to as far as just base cards and varieties and everything, but any card can have a number of variations. Let me see, what's one of my bigger ones that have, well, see, you have all the different variations, and also you have the different levels. So, as you can see, I have like this and this, and so you have these different variations, as well as the border. The borders indicate pretty much the level, but you can customize this to be able to change it to any color you want. I just use the max because it looks good, and it shows that I have used this card and it's one of my favorites. So, and then you have the base card itself and the custom card, which you will unlock once you have mastered one of these cards all the way to the infinity level. So I'm going to do that right now as well. I'm going to show you that so you can see how it works. So I have right now 320 credits. With that, I can go down to here, make it easier. Actually, we'll go through the collection itself. The actual like HUD itself does allow different ways of seeing your deck. So as you can see, I'm looking at pretty much the ones that are currently ready for upgrade, and all that I can do with it. So there's that. What is one I can work with? We'll do this one since it's the most current season. And then, so we upgrade it with the credits we have, and boom, it increases the quality. It changes the border, as well as you advance on your collection level. So the game does offer a lot in respect to how to play the game, as well as collecting games. If you're really into card collecting and deck building, this game you'll be your best friend, because as well as the fact is you can have up to 20 slots for decks. I have a variety. My Odin's Doom was one of the first decks I created. I've improved it. I've changed it. I love my Hellish Tribute. My MODOK is Mad is another good one. Death Destroy Atuma is one of my favorites as well. As well as my newer decks like Bounce and the current season's Agent Venom deck. And versus you can also name the decks anything you want. I name them just because the fact is I'm just trying to be clever. I know maybe I'm not that clever, but it's just, to me, it's funny. But you have a wide variety, and plus, a lot of these characters are some characters I didn't even know who the heck they were. I'll give you an example. There's one in my Hella deck. This guy, Hellcow. I didn't know who this guy was. I had to actually go look him up to see who he was. So, if you're a fan of Marvel Comics, if you're a fan of the MCU or anything, this game will be a lot you can dig into with lore because it has characters that you may not have any idea who the heck they are, and you have to go look them up. And I know some of these guys, but some I had no idea who they were. Another example was like, where is he? Where is he? Well, Scar was featured on the most recent She-Hulk show. So you have a lot of different type of characters that they use for these, and they're always coming out with every month new cards. Every season is featured around either a character or a universe. Essentially, this last month was the Amazing Spider-Man, and this month is Venom. So you have all these different Venom kind of cards, and you have all things you get with the season pass. We have Agent Venom as the main featured card, but as well you get these different kind of character tiles as you progress, and card backings as well that change. I have a large variety of that. I'll show you that as well. So you have a lot of customization with this deck. See, these are all the current card backings that I have. And these are all the current characters that I have. So if you are a fan of a particular character, you will eventually get their character and you use that as your nameplate. Plus the titles, a lot of different titles you can play with. And things that Guess Who's Back, Sentinel's Love 2, Have I Defeated You Before, Objection, Ridicule. So it gives you a lot of ability to make this about you, as well as the emotes. This is primarily how you communicate as well. That's another nice feature is that you don't have basically any kind of like typing or texting where you're talking to someone. It's all done it's pretty much done through emotes. So if you do the emote, you can do that. It just basically comes up as a, hey, I did this. And you can be cheeky about it if you win, or you can be curious, like, hey, you played the same card I did, or the ever-present snap, like you want, come on, dude, let's snap. Let's make this a high-stakes game. And the snapping feature also lets you climb a lot faster, so you can get to the highest levels. So as I said, right now I am level 76. You start out at, level 1 recruit, you're a level 5 agent, and then you progress from there to the higher levels. As you progress, you get new things. Each season, when you will reset as that season happens, so you'll go down about 30 levels. Previously, I was at level 70 previous season. So I went down to level 40, which was gold starting, and I had to climb my way back up to where I am now. Highest I've gotten this season so far is Omega. Highest you can go is Infinite, and I say good luck with that. Because I'm still trying to get to Infinite. I've not reached there yet. And I've been playing the game for a number of seasons. But I know there are other players who've been playing a lot longer who have gotten there numerous different times and still climb to do it. But overall, there's a lot of good features to the game. Also, what you're seeing here, this is how it's seen on PC. I will show you how it's seen on mobile. This is how it was before. This was the mobile version. This was the game before they released it fully on Steam. This is how you played the game. This is how it's done. The match is done the same way. It's all done through here. So this to that is the same feature. So it's a seamless kind of thing between them, which is beautiful. And I love that. And it's just such a great thing to have. And understanding this game is easy enough to play that for a new player, getting into it, you're not feeling lost. The game does help you, and there's a lot of content creators and a lot of websites out there that will help you build decks. Even if you don't have that many cards, they will help you build the decks that will allow you to progress further. And as you get the cards you need, you can build more decks and keep going from that. You see, I have 20 decks so far based on what I have. So you have a lot you can build on with this. And so if you're really into that kind of a feature where you have all this, you want to collect all the cards and you're a fan of Marvel, this is a game for you. So that's the good. Now let's talk about the bad. So with the bad, I'm going to be a little salty about this because, as I said, I played this game a lot, and so I have a lot of, well, I have a lot of anger about certain. There's certain aspects of the game that just annoy the heck out of me, and I'm gonna get pretty much first. The first one comes down to card progression, and what I mean by card progression is, as far as the game doesn't let you do it, as far as like to see what it is, but basically each one of these represents a series. Yeah, doesn't really show all of it as far as when it came out. Yeah, it's series 1. Now, the game will give you a lot when it comes to when you're a new player. You will get, as far as when you're doing things along this collector's level cache, these collector reserves will give you a lot of cards as you progress. However, when you hit to series 3, let me see if I can find that one. As I said, I'm trying to find, that's the newest, and that way we'll try that way. See if we can see. That's series 1. That's series 4. Currently, you can go as high right now. They're currently in series 4 and 5, but getting cards for series 4 and 5 is where the problem comes in, because once you've gotten all the cards from series 1, 2, and 3, your ability to get new cards from the collector's cache drops down significantly. The only real way for you to get new cards is either to play the season and get maybe 1 or 2 cards from here, or to play the weekly caches and maybe get the feature card, which is very hard to do because last week the feature card was Scream. I actually used my resources and did everything I could and played as hard as I could to be able to advance to get 2 keys to unlock these 2 additional cards. And I got both these. I didn't get the featured card. So it's kind of like, yeah. So it's just like you run into a wall. And that's the biggest problem I have right now is you're running into a wall to get new cards and new decks. Because once you reach that wall, you have the risk of getting fatigue from the game because you're no longer progressing. I have been in the Vibranium category for 2 seasons now. I barely got into Omega because I started playing with a certain deck to do it, but even that deck is not foolproof because a lot of the players that are here have already gone to Infinite and they have better decks than I do, or even if they have not gone to Infinite, they have deck cards I don't have. And I haven't found a way to really get them. And that's the part that's frustrating. You hit a wall essentially and you're getting new cards. I'll show you an example just to emphasize my point. I have 195, so we're going to advance. I'm going to get to the collector's cache and you'll be able to see what I'm describing. So I'll update the Kingpin. So this is a collector's reserve, which is usually how you start out. When you start out, this is how you get your new cards. You keep advancing on this. I'm at 5,591. I've seen players at 23,000 as far as in this. Plus, and what I get? I got credits. This is typically what happens most times. You get additional credits, which means you push more in to keep climbing. So you do that, and just do that. And you get more credits. It's an endless cycle because you have to get up to a certain level. I'm at 5,595. I have to get to 5,650 to get the spotlight key in order to open the cache and have maybe a 1 in 4 chance. I say 1 in 4 because there's also this random card, which can give you a random card of anything else you're doing. And sometimes gives you a card you may already have, and then you give a collector's token for it. But you miss out on getting this card, and they just say, oh, just keep playing. You'll eventually get it. And so this is my main gripe as far as the bad, because the fact is the card progression is almost non-existent in the fact that you can't do anything. You get to a certain point where you're seeing all these different decks that are being built, and you don't have all the cards that everyone does. So you feel like Why do I keep playing when I can't advance any higher? I see all these decks being built by people online, yet I can't build them because I'm missing key cards. And I can't get those key cards because the game does not offer me a way of getting them. So progression is one problem that really needs to be fixed. Another problem is certain combinations, which is there's a combination of 3 cards. One involves this one, which is Living Tribunal. As you can see, split your total power evenly among all locations. If you pair this card with an Onslaught card and an Iron Man card, I encourage you, go look it up. You'll see what happens. I've seen lanes have up to 3 digits when it comes to power on that lane, which is like, you can't beat 300 some odd card power with your basic deck. So it's like, okay, why? And this is something that's been complained about by the player base for a long time in regards to this needs to be nerfed. Yet the developers don't seem to listen. They say, oh, there are other cards that can counter this. You don't have to worry about this. There are cards that can easily remove. You can move the card around, or you can have a Gambit card destroy them, or you can have an Enchantress card which nullifies everything, be able to, destroy them as well. So it's the kind of thing of like the game itself, the developers don't seem to always want to listen when someone finds a way to basically cheat the game with a combination kind of thing. And some cards I think just need to be nerfed in respects where they have that kind of ability, where it's like the point where you try your best, you get your cards all spread out, and yet this person plays 3 cards and instantaneous win. And so yes, you have the retreat to go away from it, but still, it should not exist in the game, in a balanced game where you have the ability to have 3 digits. Unless everyone can have the ability to go 3 digits at one time, it's not fair. It's a little ridiculous. So that's one of my main gripes about what I consider the bad about the game: the card progression and the combinations that can make the game basically ridiculous, and you want to scream like, "Why, game? Why are you doing this?" The last part that really irks me is this: the shop. Now, I understand it's a free-to-play game. However, things like this, a premium Mystery variant. Now, this isn't a premium Mystery variant where we can get like a different card. Look what it says: an alternate art variant of a card you own. So not even a new card, it's a variant. So you're supposed to spend $20 and get a possible variant card of one you own, which you may already have as well, and they give you collector's tokens, and 3,000 credits to be able to level more. Or you get this kind of situation where you have a unique variant, a unique character icon, a booster, a unique one of this border, and then gold, and that's for $14.99. So it's like, okay, and this one for 2,000 gold. 2,000 gold in the game is running you about, almost over $20. So for this, unless you have been saving your gold, which does take time because you do get like 500 gold at the end of every season for playing the full season pass. So unless you've been hoarding your gold, getting 2,000 gold is like you have to spend almost over $20 to get it. So this is basically a $20 thing. And the same with here. This is $9.99. Same thing. You get a different venomized variant. You get the character, you get the boosters, you get credits, you get gold. And the same here. That's the same as the first one. So now it's $30. So you get 2 variants and 3,000 gold. Now this I don't mind as far as here, because you do get a number of things, and it does encourage you to save. But this part, right, even this does not bother me, because it gives you ability to get these things you don't have, or if you're wanting to have unique ability with the borders, it gives you this kind of thing. Like you have infinite of this for playing these. I am fine with that. This also annoys the heck out of me, because this card right here is one I've been wanting for so long, and it's 6,000 collector tokens. I only have 2,900. That's because the fact is the collector caches only give you about 100. There is no other way for you to get these tokens unless the collector's cache gives it to you, or the overall weekly cache gives you a double. So you're just basically left to sit there. Now you can pin the card, but it's going to sit there for who knows how long before you get the number. This is just ridiculous of 6,000. It's like, oh, okay. So you make it to this token shop to get like all this for doubles and such, but you make it so you have to keep playing a lot longer to do it. And then this as well. Spend more for gold. And finally, the Pro Bundle. This was basically when it first came out, the game. When I started playing when it first launched. This was the Founder Bundle, which is over $100, which is $100 plus taxes and else for your region. So the microtransaction in this game can be a little. I know it's something I'm ranting, but the microtransactions can be a little way out there, especially if kids are playing this and everything else. And this is horrible in itself. And this is basically like, you want to keep playing, you want to get those good cards, you need to sink your money in. And like, I'm fine with that because I understand they got to make their money, but this price is a little ridiculous. $100 to get this 12,500 credits. It's like, if you're gonna do this for $100, give me ability to have all the cards. If I'm gonna spend $100, I want all the freaking cards. That's just me on that. So that's the bad. So let's go into my final thoughts now of this game. So overall, Marvel Snap, I do a rating of 1 to 5, 5 stars and everything. So my rating for this game is 3.5 stars. It would be 4.5 if the progression was a little better. Even the microtransaction, while I rant about it in the bad, I can understand it. The game's a free-to-play game, so you have to be able to, be able to get what you need. However, it's the same kind of thing of the progression is the one frustrating part. I mean, I'm not going to complain about battling some other person and losing to that. That's part of the game. You're not always going to win. This is not that kind of game. This is a game against other players. So someone has a better deck than you, that's fine. But I want the ability to make those decks as well to compete on the same level. Otherwise, I feel like they're on a different level than I am. We're in the same level as that season, yet I am so far below him below them because I can't bake the deck that can counter their deck or even have the decks that will advance to infinite. And that seems to be the most common frustration that I see both on Reddit and talking to other people, that the progression needs to change. And I hope the devs see this because it needs to change, and it needs to change now because of the fact that this is... I like the game overall. I will continue to play the game, but there are times when I want to throw the game at the wall and destroy my phone because I get so frustrated with this game. And the fact is that I feel like I want this card. I want this card. No, you can't have this card. And when you look online, how can I get this card? The tagline is still the same. Keep playing. You'll eventually get this card. And it's like, I would say that tagline was true if it was the case. It's not the case. When you get to a certain point after Series 3, the game seems to punish you more for not having all the cards you need. And you're feeling like, okay, well, I can't win now. I can't get to infinite. I'm stuck in this zone where I'm going to continue the same levels for series after series until I get all the cards I need or be able to build a deck that can compete higher. And it's frustrating. So that's why the game gets 3.5 stars, because of the fact that if it had done more, I would be more inclined to give it that. But if the progression system is the one downfall of Marvel Snap. Now, if you're just going to play it lightly and casually, I say go for it. If you're really going to be into this game and make it like a major part of your gaming time and everything, then it's at your discretion. If you like card collecting as a whole and don't care about progressing higher to infinite, I would say yes, the game for you. There's so much variety and so much customization, and they're adding new cards in and new varieties almost every day. This is a game for you. But for anyone else who wants to casually do it, I say it's at your own discretion of what your level of playing is, and you go from there with it. So that has been my review of Marvel Snap. My name is WyldEndeavor. If this has helped you at all, or if you just want to agree with me or don't agree with me, leave a comment below. And please, as always, like and follow. It does help the channel grow. I thank you for your time and thank you for watching this. So I'm going to leave with these parting words. I hope you have a good day. I will see you in the next video. Peace.